guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to share with you some of the ways I am able to live this lifestyle really easily. Now, for those of you who have been here for a while, you know that is my whole purpose for having this channel, for my Instagram account, for my Facebook page. It is to help you guys eat a whole foods plant-based lifestyle really easy. I struggled for a very long time to transition to a vegan plant-based diet. For those of you that don't know, I tried for almost a decade, and to go from a diet that was so heavy in fast food and prepackaged foods and foods at restaurants, to go from that to a diet where I had to cook everything seemed extremely overwhelming, especially with really little kids at the time, actually babies. And I really overcomplicated things. And it wasn't until like 8 to 10 years later from when I first decided I wanted to eat this way, when I realized it doesn't have to be that complicated. These whole plant foods that are provided for us to eat and to live and sustain life, it's really easy to whip up meals with them. So today I want to share with you, again, the 3 specific things that I really have implemented to allow me to eat this way really easy and stick to it and get healthy once and for all. So if you find yourself stumbling across this video, or maybe you're here already subscribed to this channel, I think you're gonna enjoy this video. Some of you might have already heard me talking about this stuff, but maybe you need to hear me talk about it again. Some of you may not have even heard, this before, and maybe it's gonna be a light bulb moment for you and really help you have a real easy time with this, because again, that's what I want. All right, now I'm gonna sit y'all down with me because I am eating. We're gonna discuss and eat. So let me get this. When eating a plant-based diet, now again, this is just how I look at it, but you just have basic stuff you're eating. Again, things don't have to be complicated. So for my meals, I always have a starch, a non-starchy veggie like broccoli, spinach, squash, cucumbers. We have fruit that you can add to it, maybe not in the bowl with the starch and the non-starchy veggie, but we have fruit you can eat on the side, and then a sauce. So that's really the blueprint to all of my meals: veggie, starch, sauce. And then I'll have fruit on the side, or I'll have fruit. This is not working out. Better? Okay, so we'll have fruit on the side, or I'll have fruit for dessert, or a snack, but that's basically it. Like, you don't have to really think too much about it. Okay, so moving on to the first way that I'm able to make this lifestyle really easy is I have my staple foods that I like and I enjoy, and I'm gonna share with you some of those foods here. Now, these foods may be different for you. We all have different tastes and likes in this world, but it's important that you figure out what your favorite staple foods are, and you always have them around, okay? So here are some of my favorite staple foods. All right, now, first on my list, and let me just say these are in no particular order, these are just at random. First on my list are bananas. Now, bananas are not only super nutritious and delicious, they are also a fantastic snack. One of these babies will keep you so much more full than a little 100-calorie pack, let's say. You can eat one large banana around 100 calories. That's going to fill your stomach way more than, let's say, a couple little crackers that equal 100 calories. Not only are they delicious, did I say that, and satisfying, these are great to make smoothies with, to make nice cream. They're great to add in baking. When you're baking something, I love to put a smushed up banana in oatmeal to add natural sweetness. These things are gold in my house. And just as an example, this morning, we were running out of the door really quick. I wasn't quite hungry for breakfast, breakfast, but we had to leave and I didn't want to force a big meal down my throat. So I grabbed a banana, took it with me, and about 30 minutes later when I got hungry, I ate it, and it was so satisfying. It was filling for the moment and for a little bit longer after that, and it did the trick. These things are awesome. The next item, which is potatoes. You guys, I don't think I need to talk much about potatoes. I mean, you know. Potatoes are so satisfying. These are actually the most satisfying food on the planet. I'm not making that up. Pause this video, Google it. Go Google, type in there the most satisfying food on the planet, and I promise you, potatoes are going to pop up. I mean, God knew what he was doing when he made this plant. We eat these all the time. I should say I eat these all the time. I probably eat them the most. They're so great to have around because it's quick and easy. Now, obviously, if you want to bake a potato in the oven, that can take up to an hour, sometimes maybe an hour and a half. That takes some time, but it's super easy to wrap that baby up in foil, put it in the oven, and forget about it. You can also cook these really quick, especially these little, I call these 2-bite potatoes. You can throw these in an Instant Pot, cook them in 8 minutes, throw it in a bowl, top it with my Hungry Vegan Mama sauce, mix it together, throw it on top of lettuce, and have yourself an amazing potato salad that will keep you full for hours. You can have a potato with lentil marinara on top. Oh my gosh, so delicious. You can make yourself some French fries, some oil-free French fries in the oven. There are so many things you can do with potatoes. They're so easy to eat. Like, they're so easy. Just poke some holes in it, heat it up, bam. I love to couple potatoes with broccoli and pour my cheese sauce on top, you guys. I mean, I really don't think I have to go much more into potatoes, but these things we cannot live without. I cannot live without. I don't know how I would have lost 50 pounds without potatoes. They kept me so full, so satisfied. Oh, and might I add, they are so low on the calorie density scale. So yeah, they are low in calories and keep you full for a while and keep you satisfied. So they are a win-win with weight loss. Thank you to these lovely potatoes. So proud of these in particular, because I grew them. All right, the next item that I cannot live without and made my transition over to this way of life so much easier is frozen rice. Okay, now let me say this. I know a lot of y'all can't find frozen rice. Oh wait, this way. You can't find frozen rice at your local grocery store, and that's okay. You know what you should do? On the weekends, make a big old pot, a big bunch of rice, and freeze it for yourself to use throughout the week. You guys, this has made my life. I mean, if I had to pick my #1 favorite plant-based item, it's frozen rice. It has made my life so much easier, especially being a mom with kids. You know, we're having to take them here and there in school and they don't know what they want to eat. I got to figure out what this one wants to eat. It pretty much always involves rice because I can quickly just pour it in a pot. If you are looking for quick and easy meals for you or your family, I'm telling you, the frozen rice is where it's at because you can throw the rice in a bowl, pop it in the microwave. You can put the rice in a pot and then throw in other items that you may be cooking and kind of make like a one-pot meal, but it goes really quick. Think about it. When you don't use frozen rice, you have to spend 20 to 30 minutes cooking the actual rice. I don't mind doing that sometimes, but a lot of the times I don't have the time. So the frozen rice saves me and I cannot recommend it enough. Moving on to the second thing that allows me to live this lifestyle really easy, and that is to become a pantry chef. Now, again, there may be some of you who are watching this video, you already know what being a pantry chef is. I think that's awesome. Pat on your back for that because it does help you live this way really easy. But there's many of you who probably don't know what that is. So I'll go ahead and link a full video description on that up above and in the description. But really, I'm just gonna tell you, becoming a pantry chef is making meals just based off of the food you already have in stock. Now, in order to do that, you need to know what your favorite foods are. You need to have your staple meals already here. But the key is to never run out of those foods. So for instance, beans, rice, bananas, frozen veggies, whatever your staple foods are, you don't want to ever run out, and you want to have multiple items always in stock. So that way, when you come home from a busy day, or you're taking the kids to soccer and lacrosse or whatever your kids play, football, and you haven't had a chance to prepare what you're gonna eat later on that day, or maybe it's lunch, you know, and you're just randomly hungry and wanna make something. It doesn't, you know, it's not a big stress. You just literally walk in your pantry or open your refrigerator, see what you have in stock, and you get ideas right away when you see what you have. Okay, so here's my pantry, and what I typically will do is I'll come in here and I usually look this way first to all of the beans or sauces that I have, and I just look and see what I have and what sounds good. When I look at the black beans, I think tacos. When I look at the red kidney beans, I think red beans and rice. When I see the garbanzo beans, I think of my amazing chickpea and veggie dish that I love. Again, pinto beans, I think of something Mexican. But today I walked in and I saw cannellini beans, and I immediately thought of this delicious white bean pasta dish. We're back. Okay, so hopefully you understand what being a pantry chef is. I am telling you, this is probably the #1 thing that has allowed me to just sail through eating this way, honestly. It's easier than when I ate the standard American diet and had to run and go get fast food and all this stuff. I mean, I feel like I was a chicken running around with no neck. Now, everything is just so stress-free. I know what I have, and I can make something like that. Okay, and the third way I'm able to live this vegan plant-based diet really easy is I have little vegan hacks that are up my sleeve every now and then. Things that just make the everyday run smooth. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you guys have hacks in all aspects of life. But for me, I have to have certain vegan hacks to get things going pretty well. So I'm gonna share with you some of those vegan hacks right now. This one has really changed so much of my refrigerator. I'm just gonna go ahead and share with you. It is putting fruit in mason jars. Now, lots of y'all have seen this before from me in previous videos that I've shared, and you've asked me, hey, does this help the fruit last any longer? I really haven't noticed it lasting that much longer. I used to actually put the tops on the mason jars, and it did seem that the fruit did last a little bit longer. What I did notice though is this strange funky smell, and I think what was happening is the fruit was maybe fermenting or something like that. So I quit putting the lids on, and I just popped the fruit in the mason jars like this, and there you have it. Now, one thing, I don't wash the fruit ahead of time because I don't want the moisture in there. I just when I get home from the grocery store, I just take a couple minutes and put all the fruit in here, leave the top off, and then as we as a family eat the fruit, we wash as we eat. I cannot tell you how this has transformed my refrigerator. It has gone from what used to look like a complete mess, okay, because we buy a lot of fruit. I would come home and just try to fit everything in my refrigerator. It has gone from a complete mess to a beautiful, organized little fruit section in my refrigerator. My fruit drawer is not overflowing with stuff too, because we used to jam stuff in there. We actually can fit like the apples in there that we put in, because we buy a lot of apples. So this has really been such a great game changer
it has really changed my life when it comes to storing fruit in my refrigerator. Not only that, this looks so much more attractive to us as a family. A lot of y'all know that I like to snack on fruit and veggies only. And so when I open my refrigerator and I see the fruit all there really nice, it just looks more appealing to me. It makes me want to reach for that versus walk in my pantry and get something else that might not be that great for me. It's also great, my kids. I can't tell you how many times that refrigerator door opens. Like, it drives me nuts. Especially this summer. But when they open that refrigerator door and they see all this beautiful fruit sitting there waiting for them to eat it, my kids are much more willing to grab that than, again, go in the pantry and grab something else like crackers that aren't that great for them, or chips. It's just so awesome. It's like you have all this room all of a sudden in your refrigerator. It's like, you know, downtown areas in whatever city you live in. You go downtown, you see skyscrapers everywhere. They built up. Everything is built up to fit more in that one concentrated area. Well, guess what? We're building up in our refrigerator. We are stacking things up so we have more room for our healthy, delicious fruits. Now, you can also do this with veggies. Just recently, I don't have any, we've eaten them all. I actually have to go to the store, but just to kind of give you an example, we do this also with celery and carrots. We just slice them long ways and stick them in mason jars, and you can actually fill those jars up with water, and it keeps the celery and carrots fresh for a very long time. A lot of you know this hack, especially if you've been following me for a while or you've been following a whole foods plant-based diet, but some of you might not yet be aware of this, but the next hack is using veggie broth to saute your veggies when you're making a meal. Listen, I'm not gonna get much into the don't use oil thing, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's just pure liquid fat. Yes, we do need fat in our diet, but that fat should be coming from whole plant foods that are still intact. Oil is straight liquid fat, and when you consume fat, it gets stored right away. It's easy fat for your body. You eat it, and your body's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna store this for later. So listen, if you're gonna eat fat, at least this is what I do, I eat it from whole plant foods. When you do that, there are other vitamins and minerals in there that work with the fat when you put all that in your body. Anyway, like I said, I'm not gonna get much into it, but I do use veggie broth to saute all my veggies. I don't use oil, but oil also has close to 150 calories per tablespoon. If you're trying to lose weight, I highly recommend you stay away from oil. It is the most highly concentrated thing. I'm doing this, I don't have oil, so I'm doing this to have like imaginary oil in a tablespoon holder. But this little bit of tablespoon of oil has so many calories concentrated into that. You can eat like 3 bananas for the same amount of calories you can have in a tablespoon of oil. So no need to be pouring that on your food or sauteing your veggies in it. You can use veggie broth. And the great thing about veggie broth is it'll still flavor your fruits and veggies as you're cooking. Some people like to use water instead of veggie broth. Like I was just saying, I like a little bit of flavor, so it works great for me. I love this hack, and I highly recommend that you try it if you're not already. In my pantry, that is using canned beans. Do not be afraid of these, my friends. Now, this is in a carton, which is kind of a new thing they have going on right now, which I really like. But don't be afraid of canned beans. Canned beans can be just as nutritious as dry beans. And I'm not saying don't eat dry beans. I'm not saying I don't eat dry beans. I'm just saying a lot of times I don't have the time to soak the dry beans. I don't really plan my meals ahead of time, nor do I want to. I want to do more of the pantry chef thing. So I eat canned beans a lot. The thing is you want to make sure you're getting no salt added, okay? That's how you can get, the most nutritious beans possible. If it doesn't say no salt added, I promise you there are loads of sodium in these cans. If for some reason you have a can that doesn't say no salt added, that's fine. Just open it up and strain it and then rinse it. Rinse them really good to get all of that excess bean juice off of it. If you can, get cans, no salt added, a free BPA. This is non-BPA lining. If you can get the carton, get the carton. Again, no salt added. But yeah, these beans can be just as nutritious. They're great for you, and it's real quick and easy to just open this up and pop it in the pot or whatever you're doing with the beans. Now, I know a lot of y'all have commented a few times and said, yeah, but canned beans don't taste as good. Just make sure you're rinsing them. So I still do that, even though it says no salt added. Some people like to leave the juice, like they'll just pour the whole can in their pot to like add to whatever they're making, but I still rinse them because it gets that kind of strange flavor. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know. But it kind of gets that strange bean flavor off of these, and then they taste just like beans that soaked overnight. So yeah, definitely recommend canned beans, no salt added, BPA free lining, and if you can get the carton, get the carton.
All right, so there you have it. Those are the 3 ways that I have been able to simplify eating a vegan, whole foods, plant-based diet. Again, I think you get the point. I'm just able to live this way really easy, and I want that for you. Again, that's the whole reason I have this channel here. And so if you watch this video, if you're still watching, and you really enjoyed it, I would love if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a video. I release one every week, usually every Tuesday. I try my best to do that, and I'd love to see you stick around. So I hope you guys get something from this video. I hope it's tangible, you're able to implement it, and I hope you can live a healthy diet like this really easy for yourself. So I appreciate y'all watching as always, and I will see you next week. Bye.